Hello, everyone. This is Darnell and Charnel Weathersby, and welcome to Life with the Weathersbys. This week, we just were able to take some time to reflect upon the power of having just real good accountability in our lives. I've been blessed, I have friends in my circle over the last 20 years, but we have a brotherhood. They're literally, play uncles to our children, but they've been so vital to me growing. I mean, many of them, they've known me as a broke college student. They've known me when we were first dating. They've known the journey of our marriage. Despite the degrees, despite all the accomplishments, I'm blessed to have a core group of men who could care less about all of that and are willing to call me on the carpet and challenge me, but yet also encourage me. They're my biggest cheerleaders in life. So as we were just taking time to reflect, Charnel and I were just seeing how blessed we are to have those pockets of individuals. Some we've known for years, some we've known just most recently, but we have people in our lives who care and love us enough to challenge us and motivate us and encourage us. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, and I'd say, those relationships with other individuals, whether it's through friendship, accountability, family members, the community that surrounds our relationship, that has from day one, that continues to be around us today, almost 15 years later, has been critical to not only our individual growth, but also our growth as a marriage. And, we always joke in our household that we definitely are a reading family.
Yes, we are.
And I love to read, Darnell loves to read, our children do. And it's become more adamant or more prevalent in our household here recently as we've all been home. So I had the joy the other day to pick up several books that were just kind of laying around the house that were already open, halfway read. And that is so common with Darnell to be reading like 5-6 books at a time. And we joked, but that's one thing that I've come to love about my husband is he's always reading, but he's always trying to develop himself as an individual, as a man of God, as a father, and as a leader. And that has been like core foundation to our relationship, Darnell, I would say. I love the fact that you recognize that as much as the Lord has blessed you and brought you along in your journey as a man of God from your humble beginnings, there's so much more that he has in store for you as a man, as a father. And I love to see that he's always looking to develop himself and to become more not only self-aware, but culturally aware as well. And that has had a huge impact on us. Here recently, I was sharing a recent personality test that I took for myself with Darnell. And we were laughing because not only was it dead on, it was exactly exactly who I am, but I love tools and resources that make you more self-aware. And to me, understanding my values as a woman, understanding what motivates me, what drives me as a person, and being able to marry that with my life experiences and bring that level of self-awareness to our marriage has made me a better mom, has made me a better wife.
Yes, it has.
And the relationships that I have with my girls, my friends that are mentors to me, that pour into me and that we just do life with on a daily basis, not only holds me accountable, but pushes me to a whole another level, not only in my walk with Christ, but also as a wife. And I have prioritized that from day one. And I would say as we've gone through seasons and years of marriage, I think I've leaned into even more my community to helped me discern and better understand how to be a better wife.
Yes. And I would say, as a husband, it's been vital for me to understand your need for that, and that your need to have that community isn't a reflection on something I'm doing or not doing. I think some of the best decisions I've ever made is having individuals surround you where you can have conversations with them and not feel you have to have every conversation with me. I'm called to lead our family, but you need some things that I can't offer. You need a perspective that I don't understand. So rather than me feel like your only conversation should be with me, I think part of the blessing is understanding that from season to season, from situation to situation, you and your women in your life and the ladies in your life can come together and go out and have a bite to eat and spend that time. And I'm the first one to say go, because she comes back rejuvenated. She comes back energetic. She comes back refocused and recalibrated, if you will. So I think you've allowed that in my life, and I've been able to allow that in your life, because we come back stronger. We come back invested in. We come back more focused on each other, because we haven't tried to make each of us the end all be all. And how we gain strength and understanding.
Yeah, and we go through seasons, like I said. There's been, over the past couple of weeks as we've been in the house together, there's times where we've just been feeling empty, if you will. And it's not a reflection of, oh, Darnell, you're not doing enough for me, or you're not there for me. But it's because we've reached some points over the past couple of weeks where it's just like, oh, I've given my time, my energy. I'm doing everything I can to keep the household together and to still do everything that I need to do. And
that balance,
the balance can be trying. And not only does it call for more time of prayer and devotion with Jesus as a couple, but also as individuals. And I think that it's been more we've been more aware, I would say, over the past couple of weeks of how vital our community has been to our ability to keep moving through the pandemic that we're living in right now. Because Darnell can be there for me, and he is there for me and for our household, and we're there to uphold each other. But as we continue to invest in our own relationships with Christ, and he continues to work in and through us as individuals, it's brought us together as a couple. But also our ability to be just aware of our own personalities, our own values, and be respectful of each other's approach, and how our changing environments in the house impacts that, and thus impacts our relationship. So we can't stress more than enough the idea of investing in self-awareness, self-reflection, whether that's through journaling, whether that's through reading, whether that's through investing in tools and resources, counseling, building up your community of friends, mentors, accountability partners, investing in your time and how you spend your time in personal prayer and devotion, how all of that comes together to make you not only stronger as an individual, but more self-aware, so that you can show up for your spouse and be there in the way that they need you to be there, and you'll receive the fruit of that investment. And that has been so foundational to our marriage, and that's what fills me up, and that's what brings me life, and Darnell also, respectively. And I believe that's been a true foundation and core to our marriage.
It has been. Once again, I have been called to lead us, and sometimes leading us means getting her what she needs, and it's not from me. And she's been able to give me what I need. Call your friends, call your boys, go out, get on a Zoom call, whatever you need to do, because there's multiple different sources that fill us up.
Right.
And one thing we can't stress enough is study your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Be a student of your spouse. Be a friend of your spouse. Be self-reflective enough to know what can you step it up and step up your game to do more. But at some point, you can do all that you can do, and then God has to take over. God has to do the filling. God has to do the restoring. God has to get them what they need. And sometimes you're just creating an environment so that your spouse can get that, so your spouse can have that quiet time and you're with the kids, whatever the little things might be, so that you can both continue to thrive during this season. So we pray you've been encouraged. It's an encouragement and a blessing for us just to share our lives with you. So continue to follow us at thelead1movement.com. You can follow us on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter at Lead1LLC. And we look forward to you subscribing to the channel, leaving your comments, and sharing it on your social media platforms. Thanks again for watching Life with the Weathersbees.
See ya.
Bye.